So speaking of messy homes, Division. Division just came out with a new song. You're familiar with them, right?
I don't think so.
I've played them for you before.
Okay.
R&B artists. They had that one album, or he had the one album with Ty Dolla Sign.
It's
That
one person?
well, it's two, but it's one person pretty much
Maybe if I
producing another
hear it,
person.
I don't know.
Okay, if you heard it, you would know. But came out with a new song.
Hmm.
In the new song, it was basically saying, if you caught me cheating, it doesn't mean I don't love you.
I could see how that's true for men, especially.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Really?
probably some women.
Okay. All right. Hmm. Well, okay. Never mind.
No, what were you gonna say?
I don't know. I thought what you were gonna say would have been a little bit different. As far as like, I thought you would have went a little deeper and said something along the lines of, well, yeah, that could be true, but is that true love if you're
Okay.
doing that? But that would have
But
been
I
something.
went to like, okay, just as like a general statement, that could be true. It could be.
I believe it. I believe that
It
to be
could
true.
be.
Right. I
Well,
do.
and especially for men.
I'm with you. I'm on board.
Yeah.
It's not the right kind of love.
No.
It's not the kind of love
Yeah,
that
but I
a
think
woman that really, really loves you and cares about you. It's not the type of love that she
but you know,
deserves.
I also feel like I don't think most people could be monogamous even if they weren't in love. So there's that too.
In love.
We've had these conversations.
I know. Huh. Okay. So yes, I do believe that it could be true, because I do believe that people that don't know how to properly love someone
Mm-hmm.
and actually care for someone's feelings
And respect.
and respect them,
Yeah.
if they never seen that before, I think that they might live in a world where, yeah, of course, I could cheat on you and still love you, and then come up with excuses like, this is what men do, this is what, and then women are
Because it
just,
really could not mean anything to you.
and then men
And
are.
to your woman means something to you, and that other person means nothing to you. It's just a moment.
I agree with you, but I think that that's wrong.
No, of course I think it's wrong,
That's what I'm saying.
but I think it happens.
I think that that would be almost like how we were talking about, like, the emotional immaturity in the previous
Yeah.
episode, right? I think that would be like, kind of like an emotional immaturity with love. Like, you're immature with love. You don't understand what that truly means, because at some point you should get to a point where you really, really care about someone,
Mm-hmm.
and you're in love with them, and
Yeah.
you actually care about their feelings.
Yeah.
The idea of cheating
Mm-hmm.
should, what you would do to her should cross your mind, and then that should make you go, I couldn't do it. I couldn't go through with it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I could see if you, well, I would go as far as say you probably wouldn't even put yourself in those situations, because you should know better, right?
Well, yeah.
You should know
First of
better.
all, yeah.
But if you did see yourself kind of getting in a sticky situation where things were getting a bit inappropriate,
Mm-hmm.
like, let's say it was a platonic relationship that was kind of getting inappropriate or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, at some point, if you truly cared and you loved about that person in a
That would be
healthy,
the
mature way,
right.
you wouldn't get to the point where
I agree.
cheating took place.
Yes.
You see what I'm
We're
saying?
talking about like a healthy, yeah.
Right.
You're right.
Because then that would be your way of truly expressing that you have a good understanding on what it means to be in love with someone in the most healthiest way possible.
Yeah. And you value that above all else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because, again, if you are the type of person where monogamy just doesn't work for you, and you cared about your partner,
Mm-hmm.
then you would open up a conversation with that person and see if there was a way where you can have both worlds. You can have your cake and eat it too.
That reminds me of I forgot the term that he labels how he goes about relationships, but I read this thing about Nick Cannon,
Mm-hmm.
how he said being in these relationships that he's in right now that are just open. What the hell did he call it? I have to Google it. But basically, he's just like in open relationships. But he says that's been the cure for his, because he was just like a serial cheater.
Okay.
But this, at least he feels like he's upfront and honest from the beginning with these
Mm-hmm.
women. And if they're on board, they're on board. If they're not, they're not. And everybody knows everything.
Right.
And it evidently works for him.
And I think that's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
And I say that because, just like what I was just saying, if you are that man, if you are that alpha, right, then you would not be afraid to have those conversations with the
Right.
person that you love.
And he said this was like years of therapy
Mm-hmm.
and like figuring it out. And
Mm-hmm.
like he put a lot of time and growth into this
Right.
to be where he's at now.
Right. And then on top of that, it takes a lot of bravery to do something like that, because let's say you are in an established relationship and then you've had this come to Jesus moment where you realize, hey, I'm just built to explore, right?
Yeah.
Now you have to be brave enough to open up this conversation with the idea of there might be rejection on the other end of that,
Yeah.
on the other end of that door, right? This person might not be open and receptive to it. This person might actually reject all of this and just want to end the relationship
Mm-hmm.
because it's just something that they can't deal with.
But I feel like that's a better heartache than what you would do to that person by deceiving them.
Correct.
But then that comes with maturity.
Correct.
He calls it consensual non-monogamy. It wasn't that
Okay.
deep as I remembered it to be, but
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Which I think is, and you know what else? This was someone else that was having a conversation about this. It was a long time ago. I think it was Brittany Renner, and she was dating somebody, and I think she has a child with him, if I'm not mistaken. But in one of her interviews that she was doing, she was saying that if he would have just had this conversation with me
Mhm.
about having an open relationship, I wouldn't have felt so offended when he
Yeah,
did
and
cheat
I
on
think
me,
that's
and I would have been open to doing it. I think she said she would have been open to doing it.
and maybe some women would be. It's just not given the opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Right. Because I think what happened is that when he did cheat, people were like, well, what did you expect? He's a basketball player. Duh, of course he's going to cheat on you. He's a basketball player.
Yeah.
And so then her argument was, okay, well, fine. Then if that's the case and he feels like he deserves to be in a relationship that's like that, at least be man enough to have that conversation with me
I agree.
early on.
Yeah.
Don't rope me into a relationship thinking that you're not going to do that. This
Yeah.
is different. I love you. I care about you, blah, 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 blah.
It's just
Now you get
you.
this person comfortable
Yeah.
thinking that this is going to be something monogamous, and then bang, now they
Yeah,
just switch
fuck
gears
that.
on you. That's where if I remember correctly, that's where she was saying, nah, nigga, that's you lied to me.
Right.
You lied to me. You tricked me. You did all these things. Yeah, I should have expected this from you, but why should I accept? Why should I expect that from you if you're telling me otherwise?
Right.
And then some
And
people
that's what
say,
you
"Oh, well, you
want,
shouldn't
and-
believe them," but you should believe your partner,
Right. Then what are we doing?
right? If you can't
Yeah.
trust them, because
Yeah.
not all people that have that status cheat,
Right.
right? But so yeah, I listen to the song and I go, okay, these are just your classic toxic lyrics, and that's just where we are, right? Is how can we create discussion about a song, even if the song is hot or not?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's incorporate some toxic lyrics in it to create a discussion on if that's right, if that's wrong. But yes, I do agree that you can love someone and cheat on them. But I think that it would be a very immature way to love
Agreed.
another human being.
Yeah.
Because if you truly cared about that person, it should break you up inside thinking about how it's going to tear them down or hurt them or potentially hurt them if they find out about your cheating. Because if you're getting caught, then it's 2022. It's so easy not to get caught.
I would have said the opposite.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
I feel like you can fuck up. There's so many ways to fuck up.
Don't fuck up.
Well, that's how I feel about it. Like, if you're going to cheat on me, I just at least have enough respect that I never fucking find out.
It'll be easy to not fuck up. They legit have apps that can disguise text messages. First of all, she shouldn't be texting you or calling you.
Well, that's where people fuck up. I feel like there's no proper boundaries.
Right.
When you're stepping out.
And I don't want to make this like a how to cheat segment.
Right.
I would imagine if you're going to do it, if you're going to do it and you want to cover up all your tracks, she should know that you're in a relationship,
Right.
or he should know that you're in a relationship,
Yes.
and those boundaries need to be respected.
Right.
And you shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people are too messy for that. Because you know what it is at the end of the day, people like messy.
Well, that and I think there's some truth behind this, but I might just be talking on my ass. But there's a lot of ego involved with cheating.
Yeah.
And so
And that's where I say people like messy.
right. So
Yes.
so if you have that ego that needs to be filled,
Yeah.
like I still got it. I can still get out there and do this.
Right.
I
Or
can,
have
I can,
another bitch like, you know,
I
all
got two
over
of 'em.
me and wanting to act
Right.
crazy over me.
Right.
People like messy.
Right. So the idea of someone finding out might not be the worst thing in the world for you, because now your ego is really being is displayed. And now everyone knows. Now your woman knows. Your woman knows that she got a man that other women want.
The
Even
same
though
way
she
that
probably
men
already
get
knew.
other women pregnant when they have whole families and whole relationships.
Yeah, that's
Like
wild.
that's it. But I feel like that's an ego thing, and it's fucking messy.
Yeah, because you could
Good Lord,
fuck her, but
that's so avoidable.
not go all the way.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying?
So that's what I'm saying. People like low
That's
key.
reckless.
People like messy.
Hmm. I'll tell you, I got raped. Don't laugh.
Nathan,
That's happened to me before.
we're not having that wasn't a serious comment.
No, it wasn't.
Okay then.
But it's
I have a right to
possible.
laugh.
It's possible. You know what I'm saying? She hit me.
That's why you're getting a vasectomy.
No, see, then that's me. That's the first step to covering up my tracks. If I get the vasectomy, then now I can, now I can be reckless. I can sling all the dick around and not have to worry about getting caught up with having to tell you there's a baby on the way. If anything, you should not want me to get one, because I'll be more of like a leash, right?
Oh my God.
No.
How did we get here?
We got here because a song was released, and yeah, I wanted your input on it. But yeah, I just thought in the beginning you were going to give me something a little bit more. There I am projecting again.
There you are.